Okay guys, behind me is my Achilles heel. This mess, this desk is like our catch-all. I've tried to move it from my island over here, so at least it's out of the way and it's not, right there glaring you in the face and we're eating on the bar and all of that stuff. So now everything lands here. This is when the kids bring their papers in, we look at them and then we pile them over here. And in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna go through them. And I'm sure you guys can relate. I've been going to go through my papers, the kids' papers, for a very long time now. So my intent was to maybe go through it like once a semester and, weed through what I want to keep and what can be trashed and what I want to save for them. Because what I'm wanting to do is build them binders for their school papers through their school days. And I just want, the very special, very important ones to go in the binder, and it'll be from preschool through 12th grade was my intent. But I just wanted you to know what I was doing here. I'm not cleaning this up just yet. I'm going through and pulling out all the kids' papers, and then I'm gonna go into my dining room and start dividing them between Gabriel and Madeline, and then start showing you guys how I build these notebooks for my kids' school papers and memories. I'm gonna just kind of make them a memory book, like a memory notebook. So come along with me with this process and let's see how far I can get. I probably will not get this finished today, but we're gonna jump in and we're gonna try. So let's go. You're gonna go in here and create a workspace. This is all papers, guys. Over several years, but this is all papers. So I'm getting ready to dive into this. Once you've gathered all your kids' papers together, go ahead and grab your materials. You're gonna want some 3-inch binders is what I'm using, and sheet protectors to put all of their papers into. Now that I have all my papers, this is years worth, guys. Preschool papers that have been coming in, and now Maddie's in kindergarten, and so she's got even more papers coming in. So this is just kind of how I've been keeping them. So I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna divide them into 2 piles, Maddie and Gabriel. And then I collected some old binders that I had. I think I'm gonna use this old binder. This is actually from when I was in college. I'm gonna use this one and probably maybe this one. I'd like them to match, but I don't think I have. These are the only 2 I have that I think these will be good sizes. So I'm gonna use what I have for now. I might switch it over later, but this is what I'm gonna use. And then I'm gonna put them, I've got some protectors in here, and then I've got some more sheet protectors, and I'm gonna put the pages inside the sheet protectors and label them, and I'll walk you through it. But here's what I'm gonna start with and what I'm working with. And I am just going to start sorting. Probably even halfway. I still have to go through these 2 bins. You can see Gabriel has not been in school as long as Maddie. Like this is like her from her very first time going to like a 2-day preschool. So probably did these out of order, but her pile is going to be a lot bigger than Gabriel's. And then over here, just stuff that I just know I can't keep, don't want to keep, trash. That's going to be this pile here. So just showing you kind of the process here. And then I'm going to just keep plugging through these bins, sorting. Obviously, I am not going to be able to keep some of these big projects, but if I didn't immediately know that they were a no, I just threw them in the pile and then I'll go through them later. This is hard, this process. Some of the things are special and then some of them are going to be easy. Like I'd like to keep a couple of her worksheets to see her improvement, you know, through the years. And same with Gabriel. I just know Maddie has a whole lot more, and compare them, but I cannot keep all of them. So maybe you keep them till the end of the school year, go through them, maybe. But I at least wanted to get this process started and have these things sorted and maybe condensed before I start putting them in the notebooks. So I'm gonna keep going. Stopping point where everything is sorted. This is cards and things of Robert and I's, so I don't have to go through that any further. So I got it down to these two piles, and then this is a little bit more trash. I already dumped some trash, so this is manageable. I'm going to go through it now and try to kind of put it in order of date, and then weed through what I'm actually going to keep and then put it in order of date. So I don't want to do too much work with stuff I'm not keeping, but this is kind of what I'm down to, and I see a few things I need to put in Robert's little basket over here. So anyways, so that would be my tip, is to go through and divide them. If you have multiple children, divide them into who's, and then sort through them by date if you can figure that piece out. From here on, I'm going to try, when the papers come in, right on the back of them. I've written like 2021 or 19 or whatever on it, but I didn't do a good job of putting them in order. But I don't think that that's a huge deal of like month order or anything within the year. So, but a lot of these don't have years on them, so we'll see if I can figure it out. Gabriel's stuff. I started with him because I knew he would be easier because he has less stuff than Maddie. And this is everything that I have for him right now that I'm aware of, unless there's some hiding somewhere that I don't know. And I was able to condense it down. And then y'all saw me, I just kind of went through, and it really makes you think about pieces that you really want to keep, that are going to be special. I may even go through this and weed out further. As I was going through to actually put things into the binder and physically having to fit them in, some of them I may have to go back and like cut them down a little bit. But then I started thinking, do I really want to do that? Is that effort worth it? So it really makes you go through the process of, what do I want to keep? What do you think my child would enjoy having someday, and what are some things I want to look back on that accurately portray them at that age in their life. And if it's not anything that major, like as you go through those papers, it doesn't invoke anything and it doesn't show their growth. Like maybe, like I kept a lot of tracing and things because I watched his tracing improve and his coloring improve. So think about those things as you make the binder and decide what's gonna go into the binder. So that's where I'm at right now with Gabriel's. I'm at a stopping point. This is something that is taking me some time to do, between my kiddos waking up and having to go get kids at school. And to be honest with you, I was kind of putting this off. It's been sitting in here on my dining room table for a couple of days since the first time I touched it. And I just now got it and I feel so much better. I'm glad I came in here. Half the battle is always just getting started.